And welcome to Maple Grove for Northwest Suburban Conference Softball. Good early season matchup for you here as the Elk River Elks, who are off to a 4-0 start, visit the Crimson, who are now sitting at 6-1 after taking their first loss last week. Welcome to Maple Grove. I'm Jay Wilcox. Jack Tebow returning to the booth with us after some many years coaching at Orono. And Jack, glad to have you back, and looks like this should be a pretty good matchup here. It's early in the season, but at the same time it's May now, and these teams are kind of hitting the home part of the big part of their schedule.
Thanks for having me back. And I do believe the energy from standing in the gym and practicing night after night has created a little extra something for the players out on the field right now. And I do believe many of the teams are starting to get that form going already. I believe they've been playing a lot of games back-to-back, closer together, and I'm looking forward to a really good game tonight.
A couple of pretty good programs over the years here. Elk River winning a couple of state titles in the past 10 years, and Maple Grove's been in the tournament, seems like, on a pretty much annual basis here in recent seasons. A couple of runner-up finishes overall for them. Elk River, of course, will bat first as a visitor today, and Caitlin Tran, the second baseman, will lead it off for the Elks. Joanna Bryan, the right fielder, hits second. Shelby Novotny, the shortstop, will hit third. Annie Volkers, the center fielder, hits fourth. Kincaid Strain, the first baseman, hitting in the 5 slot. Paige Gangle, the catcher, hits after her. Then it's Haley Ulrich, the pitcher. Olivia Gravel, the designated player, and Lexi Beck, the third baseman, will hit number 9. The Elks do have a new head coach this year, as Danny Bloom takes over. She played for Elk River and then went on to play for the University of Minnesota. She's been an assistant the last couple of years and now taking over the Elks program. And Jim Coltis in the Maple Grove Crimson defensively will have Sophie Zwak at third base. The shortstop is Amanda Tyler. The second baseman, Jade Tomaszek. And at first base is Ellie Hausman. In the outfield, Kate Kapsner in left. Marie Palanch in center field. Lauren Anderson in right. The catcher is Sophie Culhane. And doing the pitching for the Crimson is right-hander Ava Duak, who helped pitch them into that state tournament a season ago. And also a pretty dangerous hitter when they get their opportunities. There on the right, adjusting the wristband, is Danny Bloom, the new coach for the Elks, and pretty excited about, beating Anoka, a 1-run win. That's a big rival for them, but also a good program year in and year out. They had a 1-run win over Eden Prairie as well. So a lot to like from them so far, and they definitely have some talent and some experience in their program.
I believe that they get a little jump of confidence when Anoka gets together with Maple Grove, and they can get a win out of that. And it was a well-played game, tight game. And I'm sure as the season progresses, they'll look back maybe in a little springboard on that end of it.
Caitlin Tran getting set to step in, as you see Duek's numbers so far this year for the Crimson, as she has done virtually all of their pitching. Lauren Anderson's pitched 6 innings as well for the Crimson. Tran will step in. She's hitting at .429 in the early going. Scored 4 runs. See what Maple Grove has in mind. Tran, a slap hitter to start things out, and we'll see what they do defensively here. Got everybody pulled up. Even the outfielders will be on the dirt.
Looks like everybody's thinking about crashing on this one from the infield position, as everybody's up on top here.
First pitch taken for a ball by Tran, and we are underway here. Mostly cloudy skies. There is a slight chance of rain, it sounds like, today, and increasing later tonight, but hopefully we should be able to get this one in without too much trouble. That one over for a strike.
Duek seems to be working the inside corner on a slap hitter. So not going to give her that outside to drive it over to third, looks like.
Takes that one down low. Puts a lot of pressure on the defense in a lot of ways, a slap hitter up there, but at the same time you you know, if you can get that first quick out, it kind of gets you off on the right foot defensively. And she does slice it to left, and the outfielders were up tight. Tran will get at least 2 and maybe 3 out of this. Tran digging for third. There'll be a play, and she is safe as she ends up kicking the ball away from the fielder. It was going to be in there anyway. So Caitlin Tran, not a bad start for the Elks as the slap hitter burns the slap defense there.
I've been there, done that, and you don't feel good about it on your leadoff hitter, right? And so she definitely she got a pitch up that she could work with, and drove that out into the gap in left field.
Joanna Bryan, the hitter, she's hitting .333, a couple of runs batted in, as a double and a triple to her credit. Dad Mike, a longtime assistant coach and a former high school, not quite classmate of mine, but 1 year apart. Rip and a miss there. So 0-2 here as Dueck tries to recover from that leadoff triple by Tran. Makes you wonder a bit if you regret, you know, not so much the infield alignment there, but having the outfielders pulled up that tight like that, as Tran showed she could stroke it past them.
I'm guessing that she may not have shown much power in the past.
Rip and a miss, and Dueck comes up with a big strikeout there, gets Bryan on strikes, and Shelby Novotny will step in now for Elk River. She's hitting .429 so far here. 1 double, a couple of runs batted in.
Novotny's a dangerous hitter, and she has some power to her game.
And the pitch bounces, and it's going to score a run as Tran will trot in easily. Culhane unable to find that ball. And it bounced. Once it bounced away, there wasn't much opportunity. Even if she had located it soon, I don't think there. So a wild pitch will score the run. So a little different scenario now with the bases empty. That run has come in, but Novotny trying to kind of restart a rally here with 1 out for Elk River. Chopper up the middle, and that one is going to get through for a base hit. So Novotny winning the battle there with Dueck, and runner aboard with 1 out now for the Elks, and Annie Volkers, the center fielder, will step in. Got a good piece of that one, and once it got past the circle, the no chances. The infielders were spread apart up the middle, not much opportunity there.
She kind of flicked her wrist on that one and took that outside corner pitch and drove it up the middle. Most vulnerable position in the infield.
Volkers gets under this one and pops it out to short center field, easily playable there. Blanche with the catch, and that is out number 2. So Annie Volkers, who came in hitting .455, quickly retired on a fly out to center. And Kincaid Strain will be the batter now for Elk River.
Dueck settling back down a little bit, going after that first pitch. It would have been a strike had she taken it, I believe.
Up high for a ball here to Strain, who's hitting .500. 4 runs batted in. Very good volleyball player as well. Change up and lifts it foul past third. Elk River, obviously, you'd like to, add to the 1 run, but I think they feel good, at least the way they've been coming up and putting the ball in play with some authority in this first inning. I mean, it kind of shows your team right away that, okay, we can dial in, and even though Dueck's a pretty good pitcher, we can get some hits too.
Yeah, getting that lead run in that top of the first, I believe it's more runs are scored in the first inning than any other inning. I believe that's a major league stat. I'm not sure about our high school teams.
Strain late there, and it was a foul ball. Novotny will be sent back to first. And right idea, you run anyway, and because it wasn't a real clear cut whether the batter had gotten a piece of that or not.
When you're a runner, don't be the umpire.
Right, exactly. And Culhane looked up and said, "You're not going to let her go down there, are you?" A little chopper, might be a tough play. Dueck up with it, and the throw to first is in time as they get strained by a step. Elk River, though, gets a run in the first inning after the triple by Tran. As you get a look at this last out, Dueck waited for that second hop, confident in her arm, and she definitely got her. So 1 run, couple of base hits, no errors, 1 left aboard for Elk River in their half of the first inning, and now the Crimson will get set to bat for the first time today, and they've got a pretty decent lineup. Jade Tomaszek, the second baseman, will lead it off. Marie Palanch, the center fielder, hitting second. The pitcher, Dueck, hits third for Grove. Then the catcher, Sophie Culhane. Lauren Anderson, the right fielder, bats fifth. Amanda Tyler, the shortstop, hitting sixth. Ellie Hosman at first base. Sophie Zwak, the third baseman, and Mavis Sachs, the designated player for Elk River, or excuse me, for Maple Grove, as they get set to take their first at bats. And there's a look at what Haley Ulrich has done so far this year. 2-0 mark and 14 2/3 innings.
Good strikeout ratio. 14 and 14.
Yeah, and they like, you know, their depth of pitching too. The coach was telling me that that's her third year, you know, as a varsity regular, but they've also got 2 or 3 other pitchers that, you know, they do plan to use throughout this varsity season, particularly with so many games being backed up, and you know, they've used 3 pitchers so far this year. And so, you know, you keep that in mind within a game too, that they're not feeling locked into having to have Haley throw a complete game every time or whatever too. And sometimes that can give the other team a little different look when you know, relieve somebody during the middle of a game or something too. I think teams are starting to go to that a little bit more now.
I am seeing that from team to team now. And how great is it to have this many pitchers, especially this season, right? Games every day practically.
Jade Tomaszek will step in. Had a great year last year coming into the Crimson program, moved from California. This year, not bad. .542 average. Couple of doubles, 3 home runs already. She scored a team-high 10 runs, knocked in 7. And we had quick discussion with...
Might be taking her earrings off possibly, or maybe posts up there, possibly.
Yeah, it looked like it. She handed something to a teammate in the dugout there. See Jim Coltis, the years fly by, 17th year already. I was just reading a little story about they had not had a winning season as a Crimson program prior to him becoming the head coach. Tomaszek driving one foul down the right field line.
Tomaszek's got a good swing and showing aggressiveness on the first pitch. Early in a game, pitchers may not be totally warmed up yet, and not a bad strategy.
Kind of reminds me of the Twins with Brian Dozier. You have a second baseman leading off with some good pop. It isn't, you know, just somebody who's looking to get on. This is somebody who drives the ball, and Tomaszek drills that one up the middle for a base hit. And Marie Palancha, now she's headed for second. The throw, ooh, close play, and Tomaszek is in. Elk River losing the ball a little bit, and Tomaszek takes a gamble. As you'll see this throw, and then Tomaszek takes off as it got away there from Ulrich. Very close play. Boy, I don't know. That was a real bang-bang play there at second.
That was very close. Good heads-up running, though, by Tomaszek to get down to second.
Blanche dropping down a bunt, and it's a good one. Here's the throw to first base just in time. But it advances Tomaszek over to third. Kind of a long run for the second baseman to get there, and she was trying to find the bag a little bit as she set up, but they do get the out. Now umpires are going to have a quick discussion. Dueck getting set to bat here for Maple Grove.
Tran made a nice play on that. She came, like as you stated, she came a long way over to cover that bunt, and made a nice play at the bag.
Dueck's hitting .414 this year, has already driven in 10, a couple of doubles.
Let's see if Dueck can help her own cause through this one.
And with just one out, even a fly ball probably would bring a run in. Tomaszek runs well in the outfield, playing fairly deep against a hitter with some pop. Just missed with that one. And does drive a fly ball out to deep right field. It is going to be playable, but it will be deep enough to score the run. So I kind of was right on that one, that they at least had the opportunity for a sac fly, and Dueck will drive in Tomaszek, and we're evened up at a run apiece. This one, on a different day, we might have had a chance to get out of here. We've had a lot of windy days lately, and it's not quite as windy today.
That wind looks like it's blowing to the left, so it might have cut into it a little bit, like you said. Looks like it might have slowed it down to the fence a little bit.
Sophie Culhane, the batter now for Maple Grove. The Crimson catcher takes a first pitch strike. She is hitting at .450 so far this season. She's also drawn 4 walks, a couple of doubles. That one drifting outside from Ulrich, 1-1. Came inside that time. Culhane ripping a miss, and it's 1-2. As
there's been some talk about the change of bat angles at release, and
it'll pop up here and drifting back and trying able to make the catch. And so fairly similar innings for the two teams. Maple Grove gets 1 run in the inning, 1 base hit, no Elks errors, and no one left on base. It's 1-1 through 1 inning.
Most of my family, they never graduated high school or even let alone go to college, so I'm trying to break that barrier. Every day after work, went straight to school, studied hard, and it paid off. I could not have done it alone. I see the future is really bright for me. The high school diploma is just added to the confidence, and now I feel unstoppable.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
And welcome back here to Maple Grove. Elk River and Maple Grove tied up at a run apiece as we had to inning number 2. And you see, we corrected myself there late in the inning. That throwback to the pitcher that got away allowed Tomaszek to move up, so do score that as an error. So Elk River did commit 1 error in the inning there. I stand corrected. I had to remember back to that. So Paige Gangle will hit here to lead it off for Elk River. And a little pop-up right behind the plate. It didn't get up very high, and Culhane not quite able to spot that one in time. So Gangle still alive at the plate. She is 3 for 10 as a hitter so far this year, hitting .300. Walked once, driven in 1. Dueck fires a strike. You know, we talked about Elk River. Nice to get the lead early. Nice for Maple Grove to answer. You know, when you just kind of come right back and show them, okay, we're not going to roll over here. We're going to get a run right away. Both leadoff hitters for each team doing their job. One of them hitting a triple, the other one getting a hard single and advancing all the way around.
statement.
Two count here to Gangle, leading off the top of the second. Chopping it off the plate. Try to get her to chase one there, but that's up and out of the zone now. So full count here to Gangle, leading off the second. Dueck certainly not wanting to walk her to start the inning. And a cut and a miss, and Dueck wins the battle as Gangle down on strikes, and Ulrich will hit now for the Elks.
That was a good pitch. Slightly away from the hitter off on the outside corner, and kept it away from her power. Did a nice job in getting the leadoff hitter back to the bench in the top of the second.
Ulrich has gone 4 for 8 so far this year, hitting at .500. Obviously, it's early on and all that, but nice start for her. And not only has she had 4 hits, but 2 of them extra bases, a double and a home run. It's already driven in 5 runs to lead their team. So you may look at 7th spot in the order and think you could relax, but guess again.
Yeah, Dueck showed some respect there with that first pitch being a changeup. Kind of looking for her to go after that first pitch. There's another change out of the 3 pitches, so they definitely are respecting Ulrich's power here.
And had her feet moving on that one as she chased one low and away. So 2 and 2, really good spot there for Dueck and their catcher Culhane asking for it there too. Hit hard to short. Tyler up with it and throws her out. So 2 up and 2 down for the Elks here in the top of the second.
Keeping the pitch count down. She's been around the strike zone. Most of her at bats that she's pitched to here, I believe, has been pretty solid. Haven't seen too much loss of the zone to the hitter.
Olivia Gravel, the designated player, stepping in here for Elk River. Takes a first pitch strike. Olivia hitting .250 so far. She's 1 for 4, 1 single and 4 trips. Also has walked once. So they haven't gotten quite as many games in as Maple Grove so far. 4 as compared to 7. Maple Grove, actually, the dome behind this field is about to be taken down, but they did get a game in that inside the dome, which obviously a lot of the players are used to playing dome ball, but high school games typically haven't in most years been played in domes. And a nice play there at first base by Hausman, and she gets Grev. So a 3 up, 3 down inning for Dueck and the Crimson. No runs, no hits, and no one left for the Elks. We go to the bottom of 2. We are tied up at 1-1.
They said a bottle was just a bottle. That no one would ever notice me. But I knew I could be more. That one day, I would make people smile.
The color in my garden keeps the pink in my cheeks. I was very independent and thought I could take care of myself. I fell and I had to have Meals on Wheels. They're my savior. My name is Lola Silvestri. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
We go to the bottom of the second inning. Lauren Anderson, Amanda Tyler, and Ellie Hausman will hit for Maple Grove here against Haley Ulrich. Taken low for a ball. Anderson hitting at .364 here early on in the season. 4 walks as well, a couple of doubles. You got a lot of good hitting stats, Maple Grove. You can see why they won 6 of their 7 games based on what they've done offensively. Slices that one back foul.
Normally in the early part of a season, you kind of want to think about giving the edge to the pitcher as the hitters get used to it. So if that is any kind of indication, they're just warming up.
There's a strike, and Maple Grove coming in averaging over 6 runs per game, about 6.5. Pop back up, foul and out of play. Fights that one off to stay alive up there. Anderson trying to get things started. As I said in the first inning, both teams got their leadoff hitter on. Both of them came up to score.
Good at bat going right now.
Outside with that one. Hey, you make the pitcher work, but they also, I think, you know, if they're really keyed into it, it allows some of your other hitters to see a variety of pitches from that pitcher too. And that's all a little bit of a benefit as well. Anderson driving it out to left field, and that'll be down for a hit. Lauren Anderson wins the battle there, and a great at bat. Delivers a single to left field, so leadoff hitter aboard for the Crimson, and Amanda Tyler will bat now. See, trying to barehand it there. No harm done, though, as they juggle it just a little bit, but no chance for Anderson to advance. So Amanda Tyler stepping in. Amanda's hitting .500 so far this year, 11 for 22. See if she'll be asked to bunt here. Takes it low for a ball.
So Novotny's back a little bit. Might be potentially a soft slap could get her in trouble over there, possibly.
And a cut and a miss as Tyler was looking to chop that one. Drops down the bunt and gets it down. They'll go to first, the throw. Oh, and the foot still on the bag as the base umpire takes a long look. They do advance Anderson to second. Tran just barely able to hang on to the bag there on this throw that was a little wide. Oh, it looks like she is on.
She stayed, I think her toe is on the base.
Now batting for the Crimson, the first baseman, number 15.
Good look at it there, because I was a little bit unsure on that first one, and obviously them and the Maple Grove fans too are kind of wondering, and it looks as though, boy, that's a heck of a play by Tran. Not only do you have a long way to reach that ball, but you're kind of you're running one direction, then have to reach back the other.
And she made a really good play on that.
Ellie Hosman, the batter for Maple Grove, runner at second, 1 out. Tie ball game 1-1. Maple Grove trying to surge into the lead here. A little bit of a late swing there by Hosman. She's hitting at .350. 3 walks to her credit, has a home run. She's also driven in 6. And a cut and a miss, and down on strike she goes. So that's a big strikeout there for Ulrich, her first K of the game. And Sophie Zwock will be the batter now for Maple Grove.
Big out for Ulrich. Got her to chase up a little bit on that pitch.
Outside with that one, Sophie hitting at 400 for the season. Couple of walks drawn as well. 1 run batted in. These are almost like slow pitch softball numbers, Maple Grove. Who's their scorekeeper there? Are these accurate? No, they've done well. You can see why they're, as I said, why they've won a lot of games. It isn't just 1 or 2 hitters who are killing the ball and the rest of them are just struggling to get on. They've got a lot of good numbers. Swock able to lay off that one. That a lot of times is so tempting, that pitch up around the letters to a little above. It gets up in your eye level there and you're really wanting to take a cut.
The hitter gets to see the entire side of the ball. Very tempting.
And just after we praised her for laying off, she swings at that one.
You feel you can drive it. You really do.
Ulrich trying to get out of a little trouble here in the second. And does exactly that. Back-to-back strikeouts. So Ulrich coming through for the Elks with some good pitching after that leadoff single. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 left on base for the Crimson in the second inning. Each team scores a run in the first and then is held without a run in the second. It's 1-1 heading to inning number 3.
I see you mobbing over her. Let's go. Let's mob. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, we mobbing. Come on, girl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, let's crawl. Hey, yo.
Lexi Beck stepping in to lead off the top of the third here for Elk River. Tied up 1-1 is Ava Dueck getting set to deliver the first pitch here of this third inning, and it is taken for a ball here by Beck. Lexi hitting at .333. 3 hits and 9 at bats.
Kind of as if your number 9 hitter almost acts as your second leadoff. And Slapper now is patient with her strike zone and has got a 2-ball count on her.
Squares this time and takes it for a ball. Maple Grove, the left side of the infield up, but they're not with the drastic, full slap outfield defense as they had earlier against Tran. And goes down the line, just foul. Another look at this one here. Yeah, just foul. Boy, the third baseman reached for it. I thought initially he had pointed fair.
I thought he had as well.
I guess maybe the first bounce or two was, but then it went out wide of the bag. It was close. And that one taken for a ball. So a full count here to Beck. Tran waiting on deck here for Elk River. And a swing and a miss and down on strikes. So Dueck getting her third strikeout. And now Tran will be the hitter for Elk River, and she's led off the first inning with a triple through that slap defense that saw all of the outfielders up on the dirt too and kind of burned them by slicing one between them all.
Looks like they're shading a little further left this time bringing that center fielder into the gap slightly, bringing the left fielder down the line, center fielder left center.
And obviously much deeper this time too. They were literally on the dirt all the way around at all 3 outfield positions last time. Little chopper, if it stays fair, it'll be tough. No way to get it out there. Infield hit for Caitlin Tran. And she's aboard with 1 out here in the 3rd, and Joanna Bryan will be the hitter.
That was great bat control by Tran. And no chance for Zweig to get in and get that out at first.
Yeah, really your only possibility is if it bounces foul, but you could see it wasn't going to. It wasn't spinning that way at all, so just had to pick it up. Taken up high for a ball here. Bryan struck out her first time up. Would love to advance the runner here and maybe get on herself as well. Fouls that one into the backstop. She's had a double and a triple among her hits this year. A couple of runs batted in. Tran runs pretty well down there too. It wouldn't be a huge surprise maybe to try and steal a base too. That one fouled off the backstop and then out. Pitch just missing there as Dueck tried to go low and away. 2-2 now.
Might be a pitch where you might look for the steal.
And there she goes. The throw down, not in time. Tyler trying to slap that tag on, and Tran will swipe second. A little bit unusual, Culhane, a left-handed catcher, but with a left-hand hitter up, that's not so bad. Tran, you see, did get in. Tyler got the tag down on her legs, but I think the hand was in ahead. You can see why Tyler, tried to sell at it, and she maybe really did think she had slapped it on beforehand, but I don't think it was quite in time. Full count pitch here now to Bryan. And that one is outside for ball 4, so she works out a walk, and a little threat going here in the 3rd for the Elks. 1st and 2nd, 1 out, and a good hitter up in Shelby Novotny.
This will be their opportunity to take the lead again with Novotny up at with that runner, speedy runner on second base.
See, she had a single her first time up. Starts her with a changeup, and it's over for a strike. Tapper to 3rd. They'll have to go to 1st with it. They get the out. Both runners move up. No hesitation there, and a good job by Zweig, as she knew all the way that 1st was going to be her only real play there. So that will leave it up now to Volkers, the cleanup hitter for the Elks. Runners at 2nd and 3rd, 2 outs. Volkers flied to center field her first time up.
We'll see if Volker is aggressive again and goes for that first pitch, like she did last at bat.
Lays off that one up and out of the zone. Feeling a raindrop or two here. Nothing to affect play certainly yet, but that one's over for a strike. And knocked down to 2nd, Scheck, the short flip, and Dueck gets out of trouble here in the 3rd. No runs, 1 hit, No errors and a couple left aboard for the Elks. We go to the bottom of 3. Still tied up at a run apiece here on CCX Sports.
Every time I hear the alarm bell go off in school, I think it's an air raid.
A lot of houses in our neighborhood have been destroyed. I like to close my ears and sing songs whenever the bombs come close.
I'm worried our new neighbors won't like us.
But I know it's all gonna be worth it. I just want my family to be safe. But these are not my words.
These are not my words.
These are not my words.
Every time I hear the alarm bell go off in school, I think it's an air raid.
A lot of houses in our neighborhood have been destroyed. I like to close my ears and sing songs whenever the bombs come close.
I'm worried our new neighbors won't like us.
But I know it's all gonna be worth it. I just want my family to be safe. But these are not my words.
These are not my words.
These are not my words.
Good ball game here so far. We head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Maple Grove and Elk River tied up at a run apiece. The Crimson will have the 9, 1, and 2 hitters coming up, as Mavis Sachs will lead it off, followed by Jade Tomaszek and Marie Palanch. First pitch outside, taken for a ball.
Ulrich's been done a pretty nice job of keeping that pitch down. He hasn't gone upstairs a lot.
Yeah, and she had a couple big strikeouts in the last inning after the leadoff hitter singled and then was sacrificed to second. Came back to get back-to-back strikeouts to get out of the inning. So a good confidence boost for her, I'm sure, too. Taken outside for a ball. I think this is certainly a matchup that each year is one that the teams kind of look forward to. It's generally been 2 of the better teams in the Northwest Suburban Conference. And, you know, you see the Anokas and Spring Lake Parks and Centennials kind of in that mix too of, you know, year in and year out. You know, you're going to have to play well to win against those opponents.
I would say it's probably just great for the development of all the teams, playing good competition during the league season. So once you get to sectionals, you're really geared up. You've seen good pitching and very competitive play probably really helps all of them.
Cut and a miss. Sachs down on strikes, and so Ulrich getting her 3rd straight strikeout, going back to last inning. This next hitter will be a tough one to strike out, though. Jade Tomaszek, who ripped a single her first time up, and as we said, came into the game hitting .542 and has made that just a bit better with that first inning single.
She had a great at-bat, that first at-bat. Had a really good swing on that low inside pitch. Drove it up the middle.
Takes a strike there. She has such quick hands, too. It feels like she can wait back on the ball and still put it in play with authority, too. And, you know, obviously the more you can do that, your odds of sneaking one through are better. Got under this one, lifting it to left field. It'll be playable, fairly deep, but Tomaszek flying out to left for out number 2, and Marie Planch will be the batter now for Maple Grove.
Now batting for the Crimson, the center fielder, number 3, Marie.
Yeah, Hills was a little bit deep out there, maybe a little deeper than average, and kind of camped under that one. She got under the ball, but she had a good swing at it.
Yeah, Tomaszek definitely capable of hitting the ball out of the park, but that time just a little bit underneath it. So ball 1, Marie had to sacrifice her first time up. And outside for ball 2. And trying to bunt this one and fouls it off the plate.
Pallant, she shows a very strong and quick speed getting out of that box. Bigger stride. She leads the team currently in stolen bases.
The 2-1 pitch is up and out of the strike zone. And that'll be ball 4. So first walk given up in the game by Ulrich, and so a runner with 2 outs here now for Maple Grove, and Dueck will be the hitter as you get another look at this last pitch there. A little off the plate maybe.
I would say they're going to try to get her down to second. 2 outs. If she gets thrown out, Dueck will lead off the next inning.
Taken for a ball here. Dueck had a sacrifice fly her first time up. Drove in the only Crimson run as the sun coming back out full force now. And that one inside here, so Dueck doing a nice job of being selective here. 2 balls, no strikes. So far, they've not made a move to send Pallant down to second. That one's over the inside corner for a strike, 2-1. And a liner to center coming on hard, and a nice diving catch by Volkers to get him out of the inning. No runs, no hits, and 1 left on base after that nice catch in center by Volkers. We're still tied up at a run apiece here on CCX Sports.
I'll never forget the day our landlord called and said, read your lease. No pets allowed. My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in a shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
Hey, did you know 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Let's go to theshelterpetproject.org and meet if you are in a shelter near you. Harlow, oh, she's one great listener who loves to hear all your stories. My kind of cat. Cerulo is a sweet, goofy boy who's eager to please. Sounds just like another dog I know. So go to theshelterpetproject.org, search your local shelters and rescues, and go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
Tied up at a run apiece as we go to inning number 4. Kincaid Strain, the first baseman, will lead it off for Elk River. Paige Gangle and Haley Ulrich will follow her to the plate here as close battle so far here. And the teams coming in a combined 10-1. Elk River 4-0, Maple Grove 6-1. And they've played it pretty even so far. Each team, the very first batter of the game got on and then came around to score. And then the pitchers have worked out of trouble on a couple of occasions since. Strain, who bounced back to Dueck her first time up, is 0 for 1 today. 2-1 pitch up and out of the zone. Culhane trying to frame that one up, but it did appear to be up. So 3-1 here. Strain trying to get aboard to start the 4th. High chopper, but it comes right to Dueck, and an easy play to first base. If you hit that one anywhere else but at the pitcher, your chances of getting on are probably fairly good, because it was going to be a tough chance, but Dueck read it easily and got to it. So 1 out. Paige Gangle will be the batter.
Gangle struck out last at bat.
And didn't mean to swing there, but fouled that one away, so 0-1. Both pitchers have done a nice job of kind of mixing up their pitches. They're not, somebody that, either one, I don't think is somebody that's going to just overpower you, that you feel like you're lucky to get the bat on the ball, but they're both been effective.
I think Dueck has moved the ball around well. Kept, as we said earlier, kept it in the strike zone. Not a lot to hit with her.
Gangle a cut and a miss there. So 1-2 on the Elks catcher, with Ulrich getting set to bat after her. And a called third strike as Gangle caught looking for out number 2. Seemed to be right down the middle. I just don't think this was the pitch he was expecting.
I think she might have been looking more in on that pitch.
So Ulrich will bat now. She bounced to short her first time up. Fights that one off and slicing it up between our cameras on the first base dugout. Change up there and over the outside corner for a strike. Very nice pitch. Ulrich was definitely out front of that. I mean, she didn't swing, but her stride was well early there. Comes back with the same thing on the outside corner. Ulrich caught looking, and a 1-2-3 fourth for Dueck. No runs, no hits, and no one left for the Elks. We head to the bottom of 4, still tied up 1-1.
Thomas, you've got pre-diabetes, but with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have pre-diabetes. Big time.
Hart, what's going on? I'm leaving. Why? What did I do? Not enough. You constantly ignore me. You barely eat anything healthy. You're half as active as you used to be. The pressure is just too much. I quit. Okay, I get it. I'll do better. Just, please, don't leave. Okay. But remember, if I go, you go.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you. Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
Back to pretty much full sun here as we go to the bottom of the 4th. Sophie Culhane, Lauren Anderson, Amanda Tyler getting set to bat for Maple Grove against Elk River righty Haley Ulrich. Both pitchers surrendering a run in the first inning and then nothing since. Culhane popped up to the second baseman her first time up.
We talked a little earlier. Culhane looks like her launch angle is up a little bit, and with potential power that she would show, instead of that fly ball to the outfield, might be over the fence for that home run.
Got one home run so far this season here. Ulrich up and out of the zone with that one, so 2-0. She's walked 1 and struck out 3 so far through 3 innings. And that one is wide of the zone as well. There's a strike. Culhane taking all the way there, 3-1.
Good hitters count right here.
And that is ball 4, so Culhane will work out a walk here to start inning number 4. I think we may see a runner for her. And it will indeed be Jenna Grunig running here as the courtesy runner for the catcher Culhane. Anderson, the batter.
The designated player number 39, Lauren Anderson.
When that leadoff hitter gets on, there's about a 33% chance greater that you're going to score a run in your inning. So we'll see if that happens.
Anderson had a single last time around. Chance is pretty good she'll be asked to bunt here, but we'll see. Maybe not. Yeah, swinging and pops it up. Be playable there, and catch made by Novotny. So Crimson elect to let their hitter swing away, and it does not pay off in this case. Amanda Tyler will be the batter.
I'm guessing coach is thinking he's in the heart of the lineup. We're gonna use our bats.
Slices that one foul and out of play down the left field side. Yeah, I think you're seeing with a lot of teams it being maybe less automatic than it used to be, that, you know, lead off on, you bunt always, and I think we're seeing people change that up a little bit more now.
I know that's happening at Division I college ball right now with the rule change to the batter's box for the slap hitter. We're starting to see a little bit more substitution for the slapper. Bringing that hitter in.
Two and one count here to Tyler, who did have a sacrifice bunt her first time up.
And then equipment is getting better and better, and training is getting better.
To third, they'll go across the diamond to get the out at first. Grunig moves up to second. And so Hosman will bat with a runner in scoring position, but now 2 outs. Fielded flawlessly there at third by Beck. Had good defense in this game. There was the one error on the throwback to the pitcher, Ulrich, earlier in the game that allowed a base runner to move up. But other than that, everything's been handled pretty flawlessly. Not a lot of spectacular plays. The one catch in center for Elk River probably would be the one that you'd really point at as an above average play. But just the others have been just solid softball play. Hosman struck out her first time up, and a cut and a miss here. Big rip and a miss, and Ulrich perhaps one pitch from getting out of trouble here in the fourth. Hosman has other ideas, though. She'll try and put this one in play and bring that run home. Missed outside with that one. 2-2.
That was a good take by her. That was close.
Pounded to second, Tran up with it and throws her out. So Ulrich again able to get out of a little trouble there. No runs, no hits, and one left aboard in the bottom of the fourth inning. We've completed 4 now, still tied up 1-1, the Elks and the Crimson. Nice crowd on hand down the lines and also in the bleachers behind home plate here at Maple Grove. It is a 1-1 tie, each team getting a run in the first inning. And Jack, I guess, you know, just based on that first inning, you might have thought, well, we're going to see a few more runs along the way, but I think the pitchers and the defenses have settled in pretty nicely as well. And it's been kind of back and forth, pretty even all the way. Each team's had a few runners here and there, but not overpowering either way.
Well, when you have two solid teams like we're seeing today, first inning is sometimes the best inning to reach that pitcher before they really get warmed up and get in their groove.
Olivia Gravel, the DP, stepping in here for Elk River, takes the first pitch for a ball. She bounced to first base her first time up, so 0 for 1. And slicing another one up there between the cameras above the first base dugout. Another liner foul that way, 1-2.
Let's go, babe.
Dueck is really in the groove right now. I think throwing strikes, he's got control of the pitch, stays down on it. Hasn't thrown anything real fat to the Elk River hitters.
That one is low and in. I was just about to say, she, with the exception of that pitch there, obviously, she's generally been able to seemingly put the ball pretty much where she wants to, too. And that certainly goes a long way toward getting hitters out, because you have a plan of attack and your catcher wants the ball in a certain spot. If you're able to generally be where you want to be, you're going to get a lot more outs that way. That one fouled off. Pretty good a battle here as Gravel has fouled a few of them away, and the umpire now looking for another ball. We've had a few of them put out a play where somebody's had to go find them.
I think it might be on top of the batting cage over there.
Yeah, I think you might be right. That last one might have stuck up there. Outside with that one. Grav watching it go. So 3 balls, 2 strikes here to Grav leading off the 5th. Tapper foul at the plate. Dueck's had 5 strikeouts through the first 4 innings here, trying to get Grav here, but it's a 3-2 count. And that one will be through into right field for a base hit. So Grav starts the 5th inning with a single. Didn't kill it, but got good placement on that ball, and between the first and second baseman, no chance to get to it, and obviously it wasn't, hit real hard, so the right fielder didn't really have a play at first either, as you sometimes will see in fast pitch. But so leadoff hitter on, Lexi Beck now the batter for the Elks, and I think it's a pretty safe bet that they'll be looking to try and advance her with a bunt here. She struck out her first time up. Taking on the first pitch for a ball.
You might want to start thinking about playing for 1 run, I would think.
Oh, swinging away. Now I'll throw to first. Not in time. Grav reaching about as far as she can there. She had her dive figured out to just where she could get to her hand back and not much more. Back to the pitcher. Dueck will throw to second for the out there. Not in time on the relay, but Elk River, we saw Maple Grove swing away with the leadoff aboard, and it didn't pay off. And then same happens here. Dueck, a nice job. A lot of times people in fast pitch are just so intent on getting it out that they don't look to second, but that was kind of a I thought relatively easy decision to make to go for the lead runner there.
Heads up play.
And so Caitlin Tran will be the batter, runner at first now and 1 out as Beck replaces Grav on the first base bag on the fielder's choice. Well, Tran's been a dangerous one. Tripled to lead off the game and then singled on a little tapper infield hit in the third. So she is 2 for 2 and runs very well. Takes that one for a strike.
Conceivably, she's putting a little bit of pressure on Tyler, who also has to worry about covering the steal at second.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing. There's an awful long way to go to cover that bag if they did try to run. Tran out in front of that one. And a little tapper foul. Takes that one in the dirt. So a 2-2 count. Everybody has to be alert out there, base runner included. Way up and in on that one when you're a slapper and you're getting your motion started and that ball comes up and in like that. It's like, need a quick move to get out of the way. 3-2. And Dueck calling her catcher Culhane out here. I think trying to be sure they're on the same page. Both these teams, like many teams now, going to the wristband with the alignment on them. So just calling out a number and checking, but something else they wanted to talk about. That one way up high and inside, so Tran will draw a walk back down to second. And so 2 on with 1 out for the Elks here in the 5th. And Brian will step in here for the Elks. Got a strikeout her first time up and then walked in the 3rd. And that one way up high and inside, and the runners will move up. So the good opportunity becomes an even better one for the Elks as that wild pitch sends the runners up a base now.
Number of possibilities for their offense right now increases with that runner at third base with less than 2 outs. Looks like Maple Grove defense is going to move in and try to stop that runner from scoring.
Yeah, we're late enough in the game now that I don't think you want to, fall behind by this run. Obviously, the good thing too for the Elks is that there's no force play here, so their runner doesn't have to come if there's a ball hit right at somebody. That one on the outer part of the plate for a strike. Not everyone in red and black agreed, as we can hear behind us. And that one taken low for a ball. So 3-1 count now is really for the first time in the game. Dueck's kind of struggled to find the plate a little bit here in the 5th. They're struggling to put the pitches where she wants them. She walked Tran. That one is over for a strike.
What's a little bit surprising is she's lost her control up, which we didn't see the entire game.
3-2 pitch here to Brian. Runners at second and third, 1 out for the Elks. And a cut and a miss, and Dueck comes up with a big strikeout there to get out number 2. Still a dangerous hitter upcoming though, Shelby Novotny. And Coach Coltis is going to come out, and I'm wondering if there's a possibility that they want to walk Novotny here.
I would think would certainly consider it. You then have a force out at every base. She's a dangerous hitter. So you might want to say we're not going to give her anything good to hit, maybe.
See what Dueck has done so far in the game. That last strikeout, her 6th of the contest.
Only 2 walks.
So 2nd and 3rd with 2 outs now as Novotny steps in. She's 1 for 2 today. Dueck got out of a similar situation in the 3rd inning. They check with the base umpire, no swing there, it's a ball.
That was a close take.
Looks like Maple Grove's going to walk her, yeah. So they do, after 2 balls, decide to put Novotny aboard, and Annie Volkers will be the batter.
And utilizes the new rule, declaring a walk, sending her down.
Volkers 0 for 2, a great opportunity here though. Bases loaded, 2 out. Boy, these clutch at bats are what really kind of decide games a lot of times here. If Dueck wins the battle, then we're still at 1-1, but a base hit here would probably bring in a couple, especially with a speedy runner at 2nd and Tran. And that's a strike, although it briefly gets away from the catcher, but it is over the plate. So 0-2 now to Volkers.
Dueck's in a good spot. Now she can work her a little bit more. Expand the strike zone.
Outside with that one, 1-2. The one thing with the runner at 3rd is Dueck did have a couple of pitches that were way up and away that Culhane had no chance on earlier. You don't want to do that in this spot, obviously. Pounded to 2nd. Tomaszek will flip to first. Whoa, almost got away there, but they get out of trouble in the 5th inning. The Elks load the bases but can't score. No runs, 1 hit, and 3 left aboard. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Maple Grove and Elk River even up at 1-1.
Maybe he's really focused.
Hey, Michael. Michael. Maybe he likes spinning the wheels.
Maybe he just loves trucks.
Maybe he's just being a boy.
Preoccupation with objects is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
Well, Thomas, you've got prediabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have prediabetes. Big time.
1-1 ball game here as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Sophie's walk will lead it off here for the Crimson, facing Haley Ulrich of the Elks. So Maple Grove getting out of a jam there. Elk River loaded the bases in the top half of the inning, but not able to push the go-ahead run across. Zwak, a strikeout victim her first time up against Ulrich. And bunts this one foul off the catcher there, so strike 1. Again, squaring to bunt and deadens it perfectly, but they will get the out at first base. That ball didn't move when it hit the ground. It just dropped right there in place. And Gangle coming out from behind the plate, able to make the throw on that one. Puts a little pressure on the D. I mean, obviously you don't want to drop it quite that close to home plate, but you force them to execute, and in that case, they did exactly that.
Gangle did a nice job of coming out and clearing the baseline for her throwdown.
Gangle slices it off the third baseman's glove, and that'll be a base hit. Or excuse me, Mavis Sachs delivering the single here with 1 out. Just a hard shot, and Beck is playing, you know, fairly far in at third, and that ball glancing off her glove. It'll be a base hit. And Tomaszek is the hitter.
Now you can look to do something with a runner on first, top of the order, 1 out. Might get something started.
Takes the first pitch for a strike. Tomaszek fly to left last time after singling in the first inning. Up and away with that one. Ulrich trying to get her to chase one.
Tomaszek's got a lot of potential to do some damage.
And lifting this one into center field. She went down and got a pitch that was not very high off the ground and just strokes it into center for her second base hit. So runners at first and second and 1 out now for the Crimson. And Marie Ponch will be the batter.
Yeah, first at bat was a low inside pitch also that she drove on the ground, but she did go down and get that pitch. Does a nice job covering the low side of the plate.
And fouled at the plate here. Takes that one for a strike after squaring there. And good pitch by Ulrich. Sometimes you get distracted a little bit when a hitter is looking to slap or bunt and just hit her catcher's glove like she wanted to there and gets ahead in the count. Close one there, taken for a ball.
Palance, she poses some threats because of her speed, especially in this situation where you may want to speed your throw up as a defensive player, possibly.
Up and out of the zone with that one. It's interesting, Elk River on the left side to that infield. Novotny, the shortstop, plays pretty deep for a hitter, you know, a hitter that looking to slap the ball that way a little bit. They tend to do things a little bit differently than Maple Grove. Pops it out of play. Kind Kind of just waiting for that one player to break through with the big hit here. We've seen some offensive opportunities for each team here lately, but the pitchers have been able to wiggle out of trouble. Taken for a ball low there. So the count will run full. There's already a couple aboard here for Maple Grove with 1 out. And that one is taken for ball 4. So the base is loaded up now for Maple Grove, and a good hitter up, the number 3 hitter in the lineup, the pitcher Ava Dueck. Time requested here, and it'll be a defensive conference for Elk River. This is really the most trouble that Ulrich has had in an inning since the first. She's allowed a couple of walks, but in general has been shutting the Crimson down fairly effectively all game long. But now bases loaded, 1 out. Dueck 0 for 1 today. Had a sac fly in the first inning and then a fly to center. Takes the first pitch over for a strike.
With 1 out, you've got your 3 and 4 hitter barring a double play. So Maple Grove is in a great spot right now.
Infield is up. And that one taken for ball 1, 1-1. Interesting positioning. Tran is real near the circle, allowing some room to her left. Fouled away by Dueck. You know, Ulrich right here, more than anything, would love a strikeout to kind of take the pressure off the defense. And Dueck hoping to drive in the go-ahead run. Tapper it is to Tran. She'll come home and in time for the force out. And so the second out in the inning. Boy, they knew what they're doing positioning-wise right there, huh? As she'll get the force play.
She looked very good on that play.
Yeah, exactly. Just as I was wondering, I wouldn't say wondering, but noting that where she was playing, and they get the perfect ball for that positioning, and they get the force out.
And now they can open a little bit and think about that force at all the bases.
Got a runner on at first. Didn't catch the number, but a courtesy runner for Dueck. Culhane will be the hitter for Maple Grove. Looks like it's Sydney Hockett. So bases still loaded, but now 2 outs. That's the good news for Elk River. The bad news is, though, it's another very good hitter coming up in Culhane. Takes ball 1. Lifting it to right field. It might be trouble. It drops in. 1 run scores. Here comes the second run, and Maple Grove leads 3-1. And now they're trying to get that 3rd runner home. Throw back, and the tag is made. 2 runs in for the Elks, and then they eventually get the rundown and get the tag on. But a clutch base hit for Culhane as she'll knock in a pair. And with 2 outs, obviously the runner from second could be running and scores easily. Blanche runs well anyway. And so Maple Grove will take the lead. Then you see the out at 3rd as the reach and tag applied. So a couple runs in the inning. Maple Grove leads it now 3-1 after 5.
Start a story. Adopt at theshelterpetproject.org.
Welcome back here to Maple Grove. Exciting ball game, and the Crimson coming through, getting the go-ahead runs there in the bottom of the 5th on Sophie Culhane's base hit to knock in a pair. So 3-1 Crimson. Couple more at bats for Elk River to change that, though. Kincaid, Strain, Paige Gangle, and Haley Ulrich, the scheduled hitters for the Elks here in inning number 6 against Ava Dueck. They've had a couple of threats in the 3rd and 5th innings. Good opportunities to score, but couldn't do it. I don't know, sometimes when one team breaks through that, it kind of seems to break the ice and the other can come back, and that's what the Elks are hoping for right now.
Especially with both were threatening that past inning.
Strain both times bouncing back to the pitcher here, so Dueck probably extra alert here with this hitter up. This time smokes it past second and into right center. And Strain a big turn, but will hang on with a solid line drive single to begin the 6th. So showing some fight here. The Elks come back with a solid line drive hit. It might be about as hard a hit as they've had, other than maybe that triple that started the game. Paige Gangle will bat now for the Elks. She's had a couple of strikeouts here, so she'd like to redeem herself a little bit. Back up the middle, Dueck knocks it down and will throw her out at first. The runner does advance, but still a big out to get for the Crimson on a hard one hopper there. Looks like we might see a pinch hitter now for Elk River. Ashley Peterson is going to bat now for Ulrich, it looks like.
Ashley Peterson.
So Peterson coming up as the pinch hitter. She is 1 for 5 so far this year. Peterson chops the first pitch foul.
Seems like the Elk River hitters are becoming a little more aggressive in those first few pitches.
Shaken for a ball there, 1-1. Up high and away, so 2 balls and a strike. Fouling it out of play down the right field side here, so Dueck getting the second strike on Peterson. And late on that one again and driving it out of play.
She does seem a little behind on her swing.
Yeah, it can be a little tough to come off the bench and, you know, be in there at game speed too.
Absolutely.
But Ulrich, I think, is a pretty decent hitter, so if you're batting her for her, you must figure that Peterson's a good hitter as well.
She sets up well, from what I could tell from her 5 or 6 swings that we've or 6 pitches.
3-2 count here to Peterson. Grav waiting on deck here as Elk River tries to rally back. They're now trailing at 3-1. Driving it foul on the right field line and not quite able to get there is Sachs, so we'll stay at 3-2.
Pitches appear to be on the outside of the plate as well, kind of feeding into that late swing as well.
Tapper down the first baseline, but foul. Peterson's battling here. To short, Tyler up with it. Throws across for the out. Now they'll throw back to second. Not in time, so that worked out, other than obviously if you'd gotten the double play, but worked out very well for Maple Grove as they get the out, but also don't allow the lead runner to advance.
I would say you could give Peterson a quality at bat for that at bat. Had good at bats, kept the ball in play. Struggled and protected the plate well with the 2 strikes.
Olivia Gravel, the hitter now for the Elks, had a single last time up, 1 for 2 today. Lining it hard to right field, that'll be down for a hit and a run will score. Gravel digging for second and will be in with a double. As Strain scores the second run of the game for the Elks, and they are not done yet as a base hit with 2 outs here pulls them back within a run. And so Lexi Beck will be the hitter now, tying run at second base. Couple of hard hit balls here.
Duke might have wanted that pitch back. Got up a little more than she might have wanted.
Beck last time reaching on a fielder's choice. Takes first pitch over for a strike. That one misses, 1-1. Grab down there, boy, it's so key to get a good jump, and you can see she's really trying to lock in and be ready to go and flying if this ball's put in play, which it is, but Tomaszek will get there and make the grab right near the edge of the grass. So the Elks are done in the 6th inning. They don't tie it, but they do cut into the lead. 1 run on a couple of base hits and 1 left aboard. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th inning here. It is 3-2 Crimson.
Most of my family, they never graduated high school or even let alone go to college, so I'm trying to break that barrier. Every day after work, went straight to school, studied hard, and it paid off. I could not have done it alone. I see the future is really bright for me. The high school diploma is just added to the confidence, and now I feel unstoppable.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Excellent ball game here in the Northwest Suburban Conference between 2 teams that are off to very good starts this year. Elk River 4-0, Maple Grove 6-1 coming in. Maple Grove leading at 3-2. Bottom of the 6th inning here. Lauren Anderson will hit to lead it off for the Crimson as Ulrich back in there in the circle after being batted for. First pitch over for a strike. And that's strike 2. Anderson 1 out of 2. Try to get her to chase one down out of the zone. A ball and 2 strikes here to Anderson. Tyler will hit next here for the Crimson. They put up 2 runs last inning. It was 1-1 from the first inning all the way on to the bottom of the 5th. And Maple Grove on Sophie Culhane's big 2-out hit took the lead 3-1. Elk River answered with a run in the top half of this 6th inning to pull back within 1 at 3-2. That's where we sit now, as Anderson hitting 2-2 count. That one way up and out of the zone, so Anderson battling back here. Love to get on any way you can as the leadoff hitter, and after Ulrich got a couple of quick strikes on her, Anderson now at 3-2. Back up the middle, off of the glove of Ulrich. Tran throws to first, and they get the out. So 1 gone here, and Tyler will step up, hit that ball hard, but right back at the pitcher.
The old 1-4-3. Probably would have made through into center field had she not deflected it, though, right?
Yeah, it looked like it. And that's where you're glad that if you're the defense that ball deflected that way instead of the other way, because that would have been a much harder play if it had to go to the shortstop. Tyler at a sacrifice and then a bouncer to third. And no swing there as she turned away from that inside pitch. 2-1. And wide there, 3-1. Tapper fouled on the third base line, so we'll go to another full count here to the second hitter in the inning, as we did with the first.
Pretty sure Beck is expecting a ball her way. The last 2 times the ball did come down to her.
And up high for ball 4, so Tyler able to work out a walk.
Now batting for the Crimson, number 15, Ellie Hausman.
Ellie Hausman will be the batter now. She is 0 for 2. Back up the middle, and that'll be a base hit. So 2 runners on with 1 out now for Maple Grove here in the 6th. And I think we're going to see a pinch hitter coming up here for the Crimson as Sydney Hockett is coming out and will bat for Zwock. Hockett on the season so far 0 for 6, but has driven in 2. Takes that one low for a ball.
Big at bat for her, so if they can get that insurance run and get back to that 2-run lead.
Swing and a miss on a pitch on the inner part of the plate there. She didn't really have her feet set well there, so big pitch there for Ulrich. Pitch appeared to be up and out of the zone, but fouled it away.
Like a little bit of a chase.
One and 2. We'll see if Ulrich tries to expand the zone even more here and get her to chase one. Oh, instead he comes right down the middle, and Hockett wasn't ready for that and takes a third strike. So 2 outs, and Mavis Sachs will be the batter. Another look, it appeared to be right over at the knees there, and Hockett, I'm sure in her own mind, was thinking, wow, I really chased that last one. I need to be more selective, and then has one come right down the heart. So 2 outs now, and Sachs, who is 1 for 2, steps in.
Pinch hitter role is always tough. You've been watching the entire game come out.
There's a strike. Both pitchers, you know, they're experienced too, Jack, but they also seem to have pretty good temperament. I haven't seen either of them, you know, really act upset when they've allowed a runner, or they've just kind of been the same calm pitcher coming back in with trying to shoot strikes no matter what's been happening out there.
That's a good point. Both of them veterans, seasoned performers, and it's important for them to maintain their composure, especially in tight situations. And I think both of them done a good job of doing so.
One and 2 pitch, Sachs down to first, and Ulrich will get out of the jam here in the 6th inning. For the Crimson, no runs, 1 hit, and they leave a couple. We go to inning number 7. Maple Grove trying to hold on for a win. They lead it 3-2 over Elk River.
The color in my garden keeps the pink in my cheeks. I was very independent and thought I could take care of myself. I fell and I had to have Meals on Wheels. They're my savior. My name is Lola Silvestri. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
I rescued Toast from a shelter in 2011. I love Toast because she's a lazy diva. Toast does whatever she wants, obviously. She's sleeping right now. She's an epic snuggler. She's so comforting. She's so loving. Toast makes me laugh. When I walked into the shelter, I knew right then that she was special.
We head to inning number 7. Maple Grove 3, Elk River 2. But the top of the order up for the Elks, including the leadoff hitter Tran, who's been on all 3 times, a triple, a single, and a walk. So nobody they'd like to have more to start a potential rally inning than Caitlin.
Yeah, besides scoring that run in the last inning, they also moved through their batting order to get us to the top of the batting order in this inning.
First pitch, a strike. Second one also. So 0-2. Dueck not showing any fear coming at Tran here.
2 good pitches.
Pushes it foul down the third base line. And Jim Colta is saying, is this a bunt, which would make it a 3rd strike? Umpires are going to confer about it. I doubt it'll be overruled if the initial call was not as a, you know, it's a little bit of a fine line when you're talking slap or bunt. Oh, and it is going to be called a 3rd strike, ruling that a bunt foul rather than a slap. And so Tran will be out on strikes. Well, maybe I shouldn't speak too soon. Coach Bloom saying, can you discuss it again? I don't know. That's a close one. And
Generally speaking, the slappers get the benefit of the doubt. That was really close.
So it is a strikeout, and Brian will be the hitter. Another look at it here from the angle where the batter is. Boy, I can see that. She pulled the hands up. You would know better than I, Jack. What do you think?
I think it was very, very close. I think it could have really gone either way. I would have possibly given her the benefit of the doubt on a foul ball. But it was so close to call.
1 strike to Bryan, and strike 2. She's fanned twice and walked so far here today, so the complexion of that inning changing quite a bit there, with that being the strikeout to Tran. Bryan fighting that one off.
Duick seems to be on a mission here. She's throwing a little bit harder, it seems to me, this inning.
Yeah, you kind of get to the point where the end's in sight. You know, you feel that last inning adrenaline a little bit, I think, too. Lifted foul and out of play.
It's always a good sign when your pitcher's looking forward to the closing. Embraces it.
High and tight with that one. Instinct takes over there. You protect yourself by getting out of the way, although for Elk River it might not have been too bad of a thing to take a hit by pitch there.
That's right.
Back up the middle and a base hit for Bryan with 1 out, and the tying run aboard here for the Elks. And Shelby Novotny stepping up. You never really know how it would affect or what would have happened ultimately to Tran there, but you know, you start thinking, well, how would this inning be different? But obviously can't go back and change anything there. That first out was recorded. Novotny out in front of a changeup there.
As a hitter, you become a little more heightened. Maybe want to move that runner. Changeup's a pretty good call.
And then comes back with one with a lot more on it, and she's behind it. It's quickly 0-2. Well, you'd really like to get that runner down to second, but I don't think you can gamble on attempting to steal this base here, especially with a good hitter up. Lifted to right field, but hit pretty far, and they will make the catch. Throw to first is in time for the double play. Wow, what an ending as that ball nearly dropped. And then Bryan was doubled off as she thought it was going to fall in. And they end up hitting the double play to end the contest. A memorable ending to this one is I think both fielders kind of going for this ball, and then just at the last moment, catch made. And I could see why the runner wasn't quite sure what was going to happen there, but Maple Grove hangs on, and I think the throw to first was clearly in time on the one hop there, and they get the out. So a nice win for Maple Grove. They hand Elk River their first loss, and they hang on for the 3-2 victory. We will be back to hear from the Crimson in just a moment here. High school softball on CCX Sports, and a good battle here today.
Oh, look, a redhead. Staring contest. You still got it. I know.
Come alive with the forest.
The dad was cute.
They were looking right at us.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Welcome back here to Maple Grove. A nice win for the Crimson as they hold off Elk River 3-2, and we're joined by a couple of the players that got the job done. And Sophie Culhane coming through with that big hit. Both teams had some opportunities, and it was kind of like, who's going to get that big hit? And you finally came through with it. You know, tell me about that at bat. Is it what you were looking at up there?
I started looking at the first pitch. I thought to my mind, go for it or go nothing. The first pitch was a ball, so then I went for the second one. It felt good. It really helped with the teammates and coaches cheering loud, and I knew I had it.
These are two teams that are off to really good starts this year and are usually two of the better teams in the conference. Is it nice to get a win against Elk River like this?
Yeah, it's really nice to get a win against a great team. We know that playing this hard schedule we have, it really helps us with getting ready for those games at state that we're going to face.
You guys off to a 7-1 start here. Is it pretty exciting to be off to this good of a start even after the bad weather we had to start things?
Yeah, it's really great to be off to this good start. We can give it to our coaches for getting us ready for this, and the captains have helped out really great too.
Nice job here today, Sophie, and good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you.
And Ava Dueck working out of some trouble here late in this ball game. Tell me about that. Watching that last play develop, you guys get a double play on the fly ball. A little nerve-wracking as a pitcher there.
Definitely. I know. As a pitcher, I kind of feel responsible for a lot of hits, and watching that one, it's like, ooh, I knew I put that in the wrong place, but it's really awesome to have a good, solid outfield and infield behind me. I could not do any of what I do without them behind me, or we couldn't win any games either. So it was really refreshing to have a good play go our way.
It wasn't an easy lineup to face for you or for their pitcher. Both teams have quite a few good hitters. Is it a nice challenge, though, when you know you have a lot of different hitters that you'll have to work through like that?
I really enjoy it, not only because it gets me ready for later seasons or later in the season and the state tournament, but also for summer teams or whatever I might face in the future. I like the challenge. I know it might not be easy on my coach or on my mom, maybe in the stands, but I really enjoy it, especially in those hard situations and when we get out and pull through. It's just like a big sigh of relief.
Are you happy with the way the team's played so far up to this point?
Yeah, I definitely think we've had some really good playing so far. I think we definitely have bumps in the road, but then again, what team doesn't? So I think we're going to really overcome them, especially going later into the season. And with our practice schedule, we've been really working hard.
Ava, thanks for joining us. Nice job here today.
Thank you so much.
All right, Ava Dueck, the pitcher, and Sophie Culhane, the catcher for the Crimson, as they get it done today. 3-2 win over Elk River, as we said, handing the Elks their first loss so far this season. Hope you've enjoyed this one. For Jack Tebow and all of our crew, I'm Jay Wilcox. So long from Maple Grove.